The Scotchman by Charles Lamb. I cannot like all people alike. I've been trying all my life to like Scotchmen, and am obliged to desist from the experiment in despair. They cannot like me. In truth, I never knew one of that nation who attempted to do it. We know one another at first sight. There is an order of imperfect intellects, under which mine must be content to rank, which in its constitution is essentially anti-Caledonian. The owners of the sort of faculties I allude to have minds rather suggestive than comprehensive. They have no pretences to much clearness or precision in their ideas or in their manner of expressing them. Their intellectual wardrobe, to confess fairly, has few whole pieces in it. They are content with fragments and scattered pieces of truth. They beat up a little game and leave it to knottier heads to run it down. The light that lights them is not steady and polar, but mutable and shifting, waxing and again waning. They cannot speak always as if they were upon their oath. They are no systematizers, and would but err more by attempting it. The brain of a true Caledonian is constituted upon quite a different plan. His Minerva is born in panoply. You are never admitted to see his ideas in their growth, if indeed they do grow, and are not rather put together upon principles of clockwork. You never catch his mind in an undress. He never hints or suggests anything, but unlades his stock of ideas in perfect order. His riches are always about him. You cannot cry halves to anything that he finds. He does not find, but bring. You never witness his first apprehension of a thing. His understanding is always at its meridian. The twilight of dubiety never falls upon him. Is he orthodox? He has no doubts. Is he an infidel? He has none either. He always keeps the path. You cannot make excursions with him, for he sets you right. His taste never fluctuates. His morality never abates. You must speak upon the square with him. He stops a metaphor like a suspected person in an enemy's country. A healthy book, said one of his countrymen to me, who had ventured to give that appellation to John Buncle. Did I catch rightly what you said? I have heard of a man in health, of a healthy state of body, but I do not see how that epithet can properly be applied to a book. Above all, you must beware of indirect expressions before a Caledonian. Clap an extinguisher upon your irony if you are unhappily blessed with a vein of it. Remember, you are upon your oath. I have a print of a graceful female after Leonardo da Vinci, which I was showing off to one of these gentlemen. After he had examined it minutely, I ventured to ask him how he liked my beauty, a foolish name by which it goes among my friends, when he gravely assured me that he had considerable respect for my character and talents, so he was pleased to say, but had not given himself much thought about the degree of my personal pretensions. Persons of this nation are particularly fond of affirming a truth which nobody doubts. I was present not long since at a party of North Britons where a son of Burns was expected, and happened to drop a silly expression in my South British way that I wished it were the father instead of the son, when 4 of them started up at once to inform me that this was impossible because he was dead. The Beggar by Charles Lamb. Poor man reproaches poor man in the street with impolitic mention of his condition, his own being a shade better, while the rich pass by and jeer at both. No rascal, comparatively, insults a beggar, or thinks of weighing purses with him. He is not in the scale of comparison. He is not under the measure of property. He confessedly hath none, any more than a dog or a sheep. No one twitteth him with ostentation above his means. No one accuses him of pride or upbraideth him with mock humility. None jostle with him for the wall, or pick quarrels for precedency. No wealthy neighbour seeketh to eject him from his tenement. No man sues him. No man goes to law with him. If I were not the independent gentleman that I am, rather than I would be a retainer to the great, a led captive or a poor relation, I would choose, out of the delicacy and true greatness of my mind, to be a beggar. Rags, which are the reproach of poverty, are the beggar's robes and graceful insignia of his profession, his tenure, his full-dress suit, the suit in which he is expected to show himself in public. He is never out of the fashion, or limpeth awkwardly behind it. He is not required to put on court mourning. He weareth all colours, fearing none. His costume hath undergone less change than the Quaker's. He is the only man in the universe who is not obliged to study appearances. The ups and downs of the world concern him no longer. He alone continueth in one stay. The price of stock or land affecteth him not. The fluctuations of prosperity at worst but change his customers. He is not expected to become bail or surety for anyone. No man troubleth him with questioning his religion or politics. He is the only free man in the universe.